The first time that I lectured about sexuality and aging was when I was a 27-year-old assistant professor. Now, as a 78-year-old sex therapist, it's really fun to talk about why couples why couples would be better off staying sexual in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. The good news is there's good science and good clinical data about what it takes for couples to enjoy desire, pleasure, eroticism, and satisfaction with aging. And the other good news is that couples that stay sexual in their 60s, 70s, and 80s find it more genuine, more human, and more satisfying. The bad news is about 1 out of 3 couples stop being sexual by 65, and by 75, it's 2 out of 3. And one of the things that really surprises both professionals and the lay public is it's almost always the man's choice, not because he wants to stop sex, but because he's lost his comfort and confidence with erections and intercourse. He says to himself, I don't want to start something I can't finish. One of the things that we want to emphasize in our workshop is about how the couple work together as an intimate and erotic team. So many couples are intimate friends, but not erotic friends. And we're also going to emphasize the importance of desire and satisfaction. Although I'm a big fan of arousal, intercourse, and orgasm, the reality of sex and aging is it's a couple process of sharing pleasure. The good enough sex model is what motivates couples to stay sexual in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. And when I say to my male clients is you can be a traditional man and stop sex in your 50s and 60s, or you can be a wise man and be sexual in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. I also want to emphasize how important it is to allow people to find their niche of how they blend intimacy, pleasure, and eroticism into the same relationship. My favorite client story about sex and aging was a couple who'd been sexual for over 55 years. And the woman said to the man, I enjoy being sexual with you so much more in our 60s and 70s than I did in our teens and 20s. At first he was confused, but then she said, let's be honest. When you were a young man, you had show-up erections. And now as an adult man, you have grown-up erections. And I'm an integral part of your grown-up erections. That makes a lot of sense to me, and I think it is very highly motivating. The other incredibly important breakthrough concept is that sexuality is not about spontaneous desire. It's about responsive desire, not just for women, but for men and couples. And you've got to redefine sexuality as being more than intercourse. I'm a big fan of intercourse, but sensual, playful, and erotic sexuality has great value for couples as they age. So I'm looking forward to seeing you for our 4-hour workshop, and thank you.